Aloha and welcome to the Murph's Place 808 for the Love of Golf podcast. I am your host, Murph. How is it going, people? Long time, no talk. We've just finished up with the holiday season. Happy New Year to everybody. I hope everybody had a happy New Year's Eve and got to celebrate with some friends and some loved ones. It was quite eventful here. I don't know if you guys have ever seen the show that is put on by the people of Hawaii as far as fireworks go, but go to YouTube and just Google like either Waianae or Ewa Beach or Waipahu or even just West Side Hawaii fireworks, and you will not believe what it looks like on New Year's Eve in this area. It is crazy. I went to the Giovanni's to watch the Buckeye game when they played Georgia. Myself and John Harmon went down and watched the game. Unfortunately, the Buckeyes could not hold on to their lead into the fourth quarter and missed a field goal at the end of the game to win it. But there's always next year. We'll look forward to next year. It was kind of funny, too, because Giovanni's is a huge Buckeye bar on Saturdays. And normally on an average game, there's usually 70 to 80 Buckeye fans up there watching the game. And I was surprised there wasn't a lot more than what there was for the Georgia game. And it was funny because John was rooting for Georgia, not because he's a Georgia fan. He's an Oklahoma fan, but he was rooting for Georgia just to mess with me. But there was a lady in there that was not happy with his rooting. She sat right next to me. She's an alumni from the Buckeye from the Ohio State University, and she was not happy with John hooping and hollering every time Georgia did something good. And she told me she was going to grab him by the ear and take him outside, and then another guy was going to beat him up. But I told her that he was only doing that to mess with me, that he is not even a Georgia fan, but because he knows I'm a Buckeye fan and we work together, that he was doing that for my benefit. So she kind of calmed down a little bit. She was really mad, but she kind of calmed down a little bit, and then she was just jokingly, every time he'd say something, hoop or holler, she would like nudge me with her elbow because she was sitting right next to me, and then she'd just give him a death stare. So anyhow, so after that, I came home and I fell asleep because I was tired, and we'd been partaking of some alcoholic beverages, and I woke up to the house shaking. I thought it was caving in, and it was 10 till 12 a.m., 10 minutes before New Year's, and I walked outside, and across the street, it was like a major display of fireworks. These guys don't mess around with just sparklers and firecrackers. These are legit fireworks that that cities put on for their fireworks display, and it was all over the neighborhood. I mean, it was crazy. So that was my New Year's Eve, getting woke up at 10 till 12 and standing outside watching the fireworks across the street behind my neighbor's house. So other than that, it's been a good new year so far. Can't complain too much. The new golf season obviously has started, and we'll get into that. The Fia had a chance to take Joe down on Sunday, and I was staying right with him on the front nine. We got to 9, and I hit my ball into the creek, the water. Took a double bogey, so I was 2 shots back going into the 10th hole, and I knew you get 2 shots behind on Joe P for the Fia, and it's almost impossible to make up. He's not going to make any mistakes, and he didn't. He threw in a few more birdies. I couldn't make any more birdies, and he ended up retaining the belt again. He's still the champ. Nobody can beat him, but we had fun. We gave it a run. Now, and it's what's bad is that the FIA started out, we'd have 10, 15 guys out there. Now it's basically 3, 4, 5 at the most, but mainly it's just 3. So Joe P still the champ. I tried to get him, but I couldn't get him. Beach Boys, we had a few week layoff, holidays and everything. We didn't have any golf scheduled, so but we played this past Monday. We played at Eva Beach. The course was always in good shape. Have no complaints about it. I played halfway decent, but I didn't play great. I ended up shooting an 80, but I took an 8 on hole number 17 because I couldn't keep it out of the water. So that wasn't good, and I also 3-putted that green. So I took an 8 on that hole. Did play well enough to retain the GOAT belt over Troy. So that was the only thing that was positive about that. I've had a couple of people contact me on the website about the Beach Boys and about joining the club. The schedule is partially up on the website right now, beachboysgolfclub.org. And you could go on there and look and see what the schedule is, what we're playing. This week coming up, Monday, is a holiday, so we're going to be playing Leilahua at 11 a.m. If anybody's interested in coming out and possibly joining the club or at least coming out and wanting to play and try to see what it's like, and if they'd be interested in joining, please send me a message on the website that you're interested in coming out and playing, and we'll get you set up with a tee time that you could come out and try it. It's only $60 to join for the year. We play every Monday, somewhere different, but it's usually the same rotation of courses. So we play Eva Beach, Coral Creek, Hawaii Kai, Leilahua, Waikele, and then we have a turkey shoot in November. We play 2 days, Kolina, Kapolei, or Hawakale, depending. But if you're interested in joining, come out and give it a shot. We got a bunch of good guys. The numbers are dwindling down a little bit. We don't have as many members as we used to, but the guys that we do have are a bunch of great guys. So if you're interested in joining, like I said, send me a message on our website, and I'll get you set up. And there was a couple of guys that did send me messages. If you're listening to the podcast, that schedule is up. You asked me about scheduling. The schedule is up for the next few months, and I will be adding the rest of the dates here very shortly, within a week or two. So come out, check the website. There's a schedule tab you can check and see where we're playing and what time, and just send us a message. Okay. Let's take a short break, and we'll be right back. All right. Welcome back, everybody. Hawaii State Golf Association, the new tournament season is starting. It's coming. The very first tournament will be the 4-ball tournament at Ted Makalena, and that's going to be February 25th and 26th. The February 25th and 26th date is for the championship flight, the senior flight, and I believe the women's flight. The A and B flight will play the weekend before that. So I believe it's like the 16th and 18th or something like that, or 16th and 17th. So they'll play. The A and B flight will play the weekend before, and then the championship flight, the women's flight, and the senior flight plays the following weekend. I think they split it up like that because there's too many golfers and not enough time to run the tournament to get everybody out on one weekend to play. So it's a good tournament. Obviously, 4-ball, for those that don't know what it is, it's a 2-man team. Joe P. and I will be partners again this year. We've been partners for the last 2 years, and both years we missed the cut by 1 stroke. So hopefully this year it's going to have a different result, us teaming up, because Joe's been playing pretty well, and my game's been improving over the last month or so, but we'll see what happens. But if you're interested, the 4-ball tournament is a 2-man team. And then you each play your own ball, the entire hole. You play your own ball. And then whoever has the best score, that's the score you use. So say Joe gets a birdie and I get a par, our team score for that hole is birdie. So that's what 4-ball is. So that'll be the first tournament. And then I believe the second tournament is going to be the state amateur at Leilehua, and that's in March. But I'll report on that next week about the date and the time for that. But that's the Hawaii State Golf Association, the new season starting. Looking forward to it. I don't believe, I thought somebody asked me the other day if they were going to be bringing back the Barbers Invitational Tournament and the one at Mamala Bay, but I don't think that they are. I haven't seen the full schedule yet. I've just seen a few of the schedules that were posted on the website, or a few of the tournaments, but I don't know if they're going to have the Barber Invitational or the Mamala Bay tournament back on the schedule for this year. I know it was on there before COVID hit, and then after COVID came, they obviously we didn't play any tournaments during that, and so they never brought it back when they brought the new schedule back for when we started playing again. So I don't know if those two will be on there. Somebody was asking me that the other day about the Barbers. They like playing that one. So PGA news. The season started off for the PGA Tour this past weekend. They played the Century Tournament of Champions at Kapalua, the Plantation Course over on Maui. What a great course, and what a great tournament. Obviously, that tournament is only for the winners of last year's tournaments. They invite all the winners that won a tournament last year to play in this at Kapalua. So I thought Colin Morikawa, he was playing great, and I thought he was going to win the tournament. But John Rahm, man, he had other plans. John, he was 7 shots back at the start of Sunday's round, and he got it. I think he was like on 13. On the 13th hole, he was 6 shots back. And from there on, he rolled in 3 birdies and an eagle. And then with a final birdie, he shot 63 and ended up winning the tournament over Colin Morikawa. And Morikawa, he's one of my favorite players, but his short game just hurt him the last down the stretch there. He chunked a shot, or it was like kind of into the grain of the thing, and he was trying to chip a shot up there. He blasted one out of the bunker over to green. It's just his short game that's been his downfall. Whenever he's not played well, it's normally his short game. It's not his irons or his driver. I mean, he's pretty steady with those. But anyhow, congrats to John Rahm. He took the win, and this week those guys come over to Oahu for the first full field tournament of the year, the Sony Open at Waialae Country Club. And that is I don't know if you're here or if you've ever played Waialae Country Club. It's a really nice course. It's not really that long. As a matter of fact, during the tournament, they flipped the 9s. So the very first hole regularly is now the 10th hole for the tournament. And one of the par 5s, they turn into a par 4 for this tournament. So it's a great place to play. It's always kept in good condition. I mean, obviously it's private. You got to play with a member. You can be their guest and play with a member, but that will be the first full field tournament of the year. And last year, wow, what a great finish. We saw an amazing finish by Hideki Matsuyama. He played good coming in on 18 and was tied with Russell Henley. And then they played the 18th again, the playoff hole. And Hideki ended up making eagle and won that tournament. And it was cool because when they came up 18 the first time, I've never seen it there before. I've never seen this done at the Sony before. When they came up 18, if you've ever watched like US Open, like US Amateur or whatever, you'll see when they're coming up the final hole, like the crowd, the gallery comes from the sides and walks behind them up to the green to watch. That's what happened at the Sony last year. We walked right up to the green while they were getting ready, when they were finishing the 18th hole. And I don't know if it was the marshals were kind of overwhelmed because all the people just went, that they weren't able to stop everybody. But when they went back and played the playoff hole, they played 18 again. This time they had marshals lined up all along the edge of the ropes of the fairway. And when they walked up, they wouldn't let anybody walk up behind them to the green again this time. So that was kind of cool. It was, and we were right up there. We were able to get up there towards the green and watch them finish the 18th hole. But yeah, so it was pretty cool. I've never seen that done at the Sony Open before, all the years I've worked it and been there. But it was pretty cool to see it last year. This year, the power rankings for the Sony Open, they've got Tom Kim listed number 1 in the power rankings. He finished tied 5th over at Kapalua this past weekend, and he's one of my top picks also for this week is Tom Kim. Number 2 on the power rankings is Russell Henley. He won this tournament 10 years ago, and then obviously last year lost the playoff to Hideki. And over at Kapalua this past week, he ended up tied for 30th. And they have number 3 listed, Jordan Spieth, which is cool that Jordan's going to be here for this tournament. He finished tied for 13th at Kapalua, and this will be Jordan's first appearance at this tournament since 2019 when he was here last. He missed the cut for this tournament. So, and kind of just as a side note, they got Hideki listed as number 8 on the power rankings list, the guy that won it, last year. So, good luck to those guys. I'm planning on going out in the morning on Thursday to watch a little bit. I'm not going to get to see Brent. Brent is in the field. Our man, Brent Grant, who was on the Korn Ferry Tour watch last year, has now made it to the PGA, as everybody knows. And he is back home here in Hawaii, and he will be teeing off on number 10 at 1:30 p.m. on Thursday. So good luck to Brent this week at the tournament. Hopefully he's going to make it to Sunday, because if what I may do is, if he's not going to tee off till the afternoon, but I'm going to go in the morning. And so Friday he should be teeing off in the morning. And then so maybe I'll go out Friday morning so I can catch him, follow him a few holes out there while he's playing, because I definitely want to see him. I plan on going out Sunday, and I hope to see him Sunday in contention to win this thing. That would be awesome. It'd be amazing. And he's got the talent to do it. So good luck to Brent this week. And I still want to get him on here and talk to him. So we'll see if we can make that happen. Let's take another short break, and we'll be right back. Stay tuned for new albums from Smart Boy artists C-Money Baby and Picasso. In the meantime, grab some new summertime merch like swimwear, shorts, slides, and more. Head to www.smartboystudios.com to stay up to date on new music, new videos, new merch, and any upcoming events. All right, welcome back, everybody. Let's get into the Korn Ferry Tour news. Now, obviously, last year we had our Brent Grant watch, our local boy. This year we have another watch, another local boy, and we kind of watched him last year towards the end of the season. He played in a few events, but he played the qualifying tournament this year and made it, so he is exempt for, I believe, 12 events. If I remember correctly, I think it was 12 events, 12 or 18 events. Jared Sawada. So we'll be watching out for Jared Sawada, and hopefully he follows in Brent's footsteps and makes it to the PGA Tour. And the Korn Ferry Tour will be kicking off their season in the Bahamas at the Bahamas Great Exuma Classic at Sandals Emerald Bay. And that's going to be January 15th to January 18th. Jared is in the field for that tournament, so good luck to Jared this week, and or not this week, but the week that they play, which is going to be in another week or so, and hopefully he follows along the same footsteps. Now, I know I heard some things that they are changing how you get to the PGA Tour from Korn Ferry Tour. It used to be that they would take the top 25 money winners at the end of the season. And then they would take also, I want to say, the top 25 from the Tour Championship, the Korn Ferry Tour Championship. I think it's 25. Anyhow, they're changing that now that they're just taking the top 30 money winners, period. The top 30 in money for the whole year. So it's a little different, but I don't know, you could say a few more guys get in by money, but then the guys from the Tour Championship, I don't think they have a road in unless they're in that top 30 from money won. So anyhow, good luck to Jared coming up. Also, we should discuss there's been a few rules changes for 2023 with the USGA, and so to briefly go through those, there's modifications for players with disabilities. So, like for example, a blind player can have an aid and help with marking and alignment, and those are treated as local rules that committees can enact if they wish. And as of January 1st, the modifications will become part of the rules, meaning that they will always be in effect for all players with disabilities covered in the guidelines. So they'll always be covered. There's also no penalty if you don't write your handicap on your scorecard. Before, I guess, you could get penalized for it, but now they're doing away with that. If you damage a club, now you can replace it, or any other club, or if you break your driver or whatever, or any other club, you can replace it if you break it. Now, it has to be by accident. You can't snap a club over your knee because you got mad and then replace it. You're not allowed to do that. But if it does break, say you swing and you hit a tree and it breaks, you can replace it. Or if you crack the face of your driver, you can replace it. Also, there's more forgiveness for a ball that's moved by natural forces. And that rule came into effect after Ricky Fowler at the Waste Management Open. He dropped his ball and it rolled back off the green down into the water. So now, if that happens, you get to replace the ball with no penalty. So you get to put it back, and you don't have to take a penalty. Also, for when you're taking back of line relief, say like you hit a ball into a penalty area or an unplayable spot, when you take that drop, you can drop it on the back line of relief, keeping the pin and where it entered into the penalty area in a straight line. You can go back as far as you want. But before, if you drop the ball, when you take your drop, if you drop the ball and it rolled forward towards the hole, you had to re-drop it. They're changing that now. Now they're saying that when you take that drop, if the ball rolls forward, it can roll any way, even if it rolls forward, just as long as it comes to rest within one club length of where you dropped it. Even if it's closer to the hole, that's fine. So those are the rules changes that they've made for this year. in 2023. And so if you have any questions about those, you can always go to their website and it'll explain in there in further detail about each rule. But basically, those are the rules changes. Thank you guys for listening. If you have any questions or topics you want to discuss, please shoot me an email at merceplace808@gmail.com. If there's something you want to discuss or ask about, not sure about, please shoot me a message. Let me know. I appreciate your support. For those of you that are supporting the podcast, I really appreciate it. If you want to support the podcast, there's a link you can click, and everything goes back into the podcast. So I appreciate you guys listening. Thanks for taking time out to listen to the podcast. I know Steve was having sleepless nights because he couldn't listen to the podcast and fall asleep. He wasn't hearing my soothing, sleeping voice. So, Steve, now it's back. You can listen and enjoy. No, but seriously, thank you guys very much. I appreciate it. Again, if you are playing golf, hit them straight, hit them long, but don't hit them very often. Aloha, everybody.